Hi guys, I'm EVM and welcome back, or rather welcome to the channel, because this video is aimed more at the new subscribers and people who are new to EVs. There are a ton of videos out there, some done by myself, that prove that short range electric vehicles like that, a 30 kWh Nissan Leaf, can do long journeys. But is it realistic to do them in a normal sort of family situation? Basically, we are going on a camping holiday in that. It's about 240-ish miles away, plus the driving around the campsite and visiting places. We'll probably be doing about 600 miles on a family holiday, fully laden with all the camping gear and ourselves and all that sort of stuff. Now, there is no charging at this campsite. There's not even an electrical hookup, so we'll be lucky if we could charge our phones, let alone the car. So we are completely on our own. We're reliant on the public charging infrastructure. Do the positives outweigh the negatives of taking an EV instead of a petrol car? That's what I'm going to try and figure out on this video today. So yes, rather than can you do a long journey, that's pretty much a given. Do you want to do a long journey in an EV? That's the 3-year-old car. There's a lot of used EVs flying around now, so it's becoming a more viable option for more people. Oh, and for those that probably think I'm only doing this video because I'm going on holiday and I don't have time to do a proper video this week, you're way off the mark. Are we off?
Yeah.
Oh, just a little update. Thought I'd do a video on this one.
Oh, right. We're sucking away at my topic.
Right, first charge done.
Brilliant.
It would have been 20 minutes, but someone decided they wanted to go to the toilet at the end of the charge.
Oh, you've got the camera on again, haven't you? How can I tell? Because you've got that tone of voice.
Yep.
Somebody decided. I'm in performing mode. You can go, it's fine, I've got my seatbelt on.
I don't.
Well, put your seatbelt on.
I'm trying to get it through the thing.
Oh, will it not work properly with all
No,
the
I'm
things
trying
in?
to get it through here. I've got a big thing.
If you want me to help out with your wobbly tooth, I can certainly do that.
No thanks.
No? It'll be out in 2 seconds, you won't even feel it much.
No.
No? Okay. Well, I can tell you one of the downsides, I suppose, to doing a journey in an electric vehicle is that we're using this charger there. You can just about see it. We've had to go on the grass to get to it because Mr. Turbo Transport, and you'll be atted into this, believe me, has decided to park across all that. And I understand he's got a big thing, but why park across the big blue bright braze? It is annoying, isn't it? It's inconsiderate and rude. You wouldn't do it, would you?
No.
Oh, where'd that come from?
Tyler.
And the Johnny that's parked across has just turned up.
Hello guys.
The hotel
Yeah.
told him to park there because that wasn't working.
Then I get a phone call saying, can I please move it because an engineer's here. I'm
So the hotel is basically, I mean, I had a look yesterday to make sure they were working.
Yeah.
To make a plan. Oh, we'll stop here, here, and here.
Yeah.
That was in use yesterday when I was checking it. So, oh, it's in use. Let's hope it isn't when I come down.
Yeah.
So it was definitely working yesterday.
Yeah.
So there you go. You just can't. Maybe you shouldn't have a go at people. That's what we've learned from all this. Don't have a go at
Don't
people
make
who are back.
assumptions because you don't know it's actually the right person at fault.
So I suppose you could say that that's the downside. So we've only been charging for 17 minutes, but we had to wait 15 minutes
Beforehand.
because there was someone beat us to it. I knew it. I saw us as soon as I saw him on the
Literally
motorway.
just arrived, hadn't it?
I bet that geek's gonna get to charge.
Yeah,
I should have put my foot down and
That
gone
gate
past
actually
him.
turned out to be a really nice
Oh, you know
guy.
what I mean.
And
Obviously, we'd have just gone to somewhere else or just gone straight to the campsite. We're only charging to give us enough charge for when we're driving around.
yeah, so we're not
We don't need the charge to get there.
we're not struggling to find. We're not under pressure to find somewhere to charge.
We're good.
Can't get your seat.
Right, we're here.
Yay!
We're in Henley-on-Thames, so everybody put on their posh voices. We're here to find our tenting, old chap. Hello. Ooh, thank you very much. Now, is this a downside to having an electric car on this type of journey, or an upside because we're having to?
Excuse to get something to
Oh
eat.
yeah, we're having to stop off halfway through the holiday, as it were, to just give us enough to drive around and get halfway back home. we'd be missing out on treats like this, wouldn't we, with our normal petrol car? So, is it a good or a bad thing that we have to stop for?
Good.
It's a good thing. And we'll only have to stop for about 13-14 minutes, so it's not like we're here for a long.
No.
We're even at the Windsor Lawn Tennis Club Association, so yeah, we're probably going to get asked to leave soon, sir. You do sometimes feel a little bit out of place, I suppose, don't you? Because like you say, you go into sometimes these polo ones anyway, they're in very nice
quite
places.
gloomy.
Sometimes they're at like posh spas, if you like. But even then, you get
spa.
greeted as this brilliant customer and you just, I just want to use your toilet, I'm charging. I mean, you're perfectly allowed to, but it just seems a bit odd. And the EV has taken us somewhere else, with no inconvenience at all compared to petrol. So far so good. What do you think? This was a surprise. So how excited are you to come to Legoland?
I'm not sure.
Wow! That was worth the 4 weeks of keeping it secret. Proof that it's child play. Go on, put your ice cream down.
Yeah, ice cream and sunglasses in one hand.
Go on, where's that strength? Where are these muscles?
Oh, here we go.
Push the button, that's it, pull. There we go. Make sure you put it back in the hole. Can you reach?
Do you want me to do that bit? Okay. Here we go.
There we go.
Like
No.
oh, it needs pushing in. Otherwise you end up breaking.
Okay, maybe it's not child's play-ish. And basically, the reason we've charged now is because we're literally passing this charger on the way back from Legoland, and the more we charge now, the less we have to charge on our way back home. So,
And then we can afford £2.50 ice cream.
£2.50 for a chuffing cornetto. Ah, I knew we shouldn't have stopped here.
You were the one who said to go inside.
It's making this this charging, which we always say is so cheap to do, very expensive.
Exactly.
I think we have it. Oh, shut up. Bloody beeps in this car when you have door open. It's like going to the airport, which normally is exciting, but it isn't when you're going home. You just want to get home, don't you? And it's the same thing with camping, really. You just want to get all the stuff in the car and get home and get in your own bed. So yeah, so far so good. We've done 318 miles. We've got a few more things to do here before we set off tonight. So I reckon we'll be maybe 600 miles by the time we get back. Right, well we're 2/3 of the way back. We're at Tibshelf using an Ecotricity electric highway charger, but we've had a bit of fun up to this point.
One word for it.
Basically, the first stop was to be, I think it was Northampton Polar Charger. We've used Polar Chargers throughout this, by the way. We got there and the unit was off. I mean, as in
Completely dead.
yeah, there was no power to it at all. The screen was off. I rung up Polar and they said, "Someone's using it right now. Is that you?" No, of course not. Why would I be ringing you if there's... Anyway, they didn't know about that, so their map didn't know it was offline. So of course we turned up at a...
And we don't know how long it had been offline for, do we?
No idea.
So.
There was another Polar Charger 12 miles up the road. We
only had 13%.
13%
Do the math.
to do 12 miles, which, if you're economical, you should easily get 1% per mile out of this. But of course, there's hills, there's various other things, you have to accelerate up to motorway speeds, blah blah blah. So I thought, I know, we'll go to an electric highway charger, which is only 7 miles away. That's easy, we can definitely get that. But of course, knowing the electric highway, that wasn't working either, so we had to go to the further Polar Charger. And for those that don't know, the Nissan Leaf, once you get below 6% on the 30 kilowatt hour Leaf, just goes dash, dash, dash. I think it's Nissan's kind of attempt to say, pull over now.
It's quite frightening.
So yeah, dash, dash, dash
going
is infinitely not helpful. We got there with, I'll put the picture up on the video, we got there with
0.
yeah, the charge master, the Polar Charger that was thankfully working, said 0% when we plugged it in, didn't it? The picture I'm showing you says 1%. It actually said 0 for the first kind of half a minute we plugged it in. The entire point of this video was ultimately to say these are the pros, these are the pros, these are the cons of doing a journey like this in an EV. And well, I guess what we've ended up doing, and you know, I said at the start, I'm not going to hide anything, is highlighting that although this is the first time this has ever happened to us in nearly 4 years of EV ownership, and the charging network today is the best it's ever been by a huge mile compared to 2 or 3 years ago. They're all over the place, but even then, going up the M1, that charger didn't work, that charger didn't work, and we just got to that charger.
And only just.
So I guess this is the thing, innit? We're experienced EVers, if that's a thing. We're familiar with the charge network and the downsides of the electric highway, which is why I've been using polar chargers the entire time. Having 2 successive ones from different companies fail is extremely unusual, but of course can happen.
It can happen. Yeah.
So this is something which I guess you can't really plan for. Worst case scenario, you just pull up to someone's drive and say, I'm really sorry, can I plug in for 15 minutes just to give you enough to get to that charger?
Take pity on me.
Basically, I reckon we lost at least half an hour on the journey, as well as the,
Easily.
oh my God, we might not have got there.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you then, because obviously I view this as a challenge and as an experience to tell you about, but do you, considering that, and this is something I mentioned actually, the money we've saved by taking this instead of our petrol car has literally paid for a day out at Legoland. That was the compromise. It takes you longer to get down there, but we've gone to Legoland for free, all 3 of us. That's worth it in my mind.
Oh yeah.
But given what's just happened, are you still saying that? Would you go, all right then, you know, I mean...
Well, I said to you, didn't I am so pleased you are here with me, because if it had just been me and Alice in the car when we got to the stage where we were on 13%, the charger wasn't working, we'd have been staying at the Holiday Inn for an extra night and paying more money. That's the thing.
But you'd have had an adventure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, that video I did with yourself where I was asking you
Well,
about the car.
exactly.
You don't
It's
take this on long journeys, do you?
For this reason.
And I guess this is why.
Yeah.
We've had all that, and it's like, oh no, are we going to get there? Are we not? And then we got there, we got to the Holiday Inn that had a working charger,
Yeah.
ended up having a big meal, a huge meal, and a pudding. I mean, that charge stop cost us a bleeding fortune, but ultimately, it, you know, one thing led to another, which made it into a bit of a story, a bit of an adventure.
Now to tell afterwards.
To tell
Not at
afterwards,
the
yeah,
time.
I had a pizza that was £14. So
You had a £14 bleeding
Yes.
pizza.
I realised that was going to be quite
Kids
so expensive.
pizza my ass. And we have done it in the past where we've stopped, got something to eat, gone to the cinema, and then carried on as journey. If you know you're going to have to stop, make it part of the holiday.
If it was the EV Nero, it would have been a different story.
The e-Nero,
E-Nero, alright.
or a Tesla, or one of the longer range
Yes.
cars,
Yeah.
we would have done all this with either not stopping at all or just stopping once,
We'd have been home.
which we would have had
Nearly.
to stop anyway, just
Yeah.
to get something to eat, stretch his legs. It's 20 to 10. If we were in the other car right now, we'd have been stopping anyway for something to eat. But we got up early, we've been sleeping in a tent with many, many mating birds above our head. It's saying, "Knack, knack, knack, knack." I'm quite
that
tired
was
and I
right.
need a break. So these frequent stops, well, every hour and a bit anyway, are a good thing. I suppose, what would we take from this? It's not a bad thing to take a short range EV on a holiday like this, because you do get cool stuff like Legoland for free, but
But you have to be aware.
plan
Yeah.
ahead and be aware of the potential issues, which
Pitfalls.
they are very rare. I mean, like I said, 4 years
Yeah.
we've been in an EV, and this has never happened like that before, has it?
I would definitely go for the Leaf. Even though it would take me longer, it's worth it to go to Legoland.
There you go.
Sold.
There you go. That's the justification. It's man maths, basically. We've saved 50, 60, 70 quid or whatever it was in fuel, therefore we can spend that on something else. Right, well, let's unplug, and the next stop should be home. In a nice, quiet bed with a toilet I don't have to walk across a field to get to. It's 11:15, we're back. No dramas on that one.
The only drama's trying to stay awake.
Yeah, well, I've been alright. Not quite to plan, but it is the truth. Not all EV journeys are good ones.
Yeah.
This hasn't been a bad one, has it, for the most part, with the exception of that significant hiccup.
No, overall, if we look at when we set off from the Tuesday to now.
Thanks for watching. See you soon. And do you want to tell them to subscribe or anything? Nope, she's really tired.
I think she's too tired to say anything now. Subscribe, press the relevant button.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.